I'm joined here today with Limavady manager Paul Owens for the November monthly roundup. How are you doing today, Paul?
I'm all good. Just looking forward to getting a good week's training here leading into the Welders game.
Paul, November brought some difficult fixtures this month, with opponents being such as Bangor and Andela, but managing to take 12 points out of a possible 18. What's your thoughts about that?
It was a good return. We mentioned 18 points. That was 6 games, but we had going on that. We had our home form wasn't where we wanted it to be. So we had I think it was a 7 game period where 5 of them were at home. So we had not something we not usually do, but we had set a wee target on the change room. Our home form leading into that spell wasn't good. So the thoughts within the change room, if we were probably, I think it was at the time we were averaging around 11 points out of the 7 games, and we says if we wanted to make any mark in this league, we'd need to be hitting around 13, 14, and out of them 7 games, thankfully, there was 2 defeats in there, but we had one other 5, so we got our 15 points, and as you see the league table, it's made us, it's put us up on the second place, and sort of left that wee gap. That I think I remember at the start of the month, everybody was around 18, 19 points. There was 5 or 6 teams in around that, and we've managed to open up a gap for the rest of the top 6. So it was a good month.
First game of the month was a game at home against Andela. Match, if you remember, we were 2-0 down, going into half time, and then second half managing to score three and take all 3 points. From that, the half-time team talk must have been key. What did you say to the players at that stage?
Not a whole lot, to be honest. I heard this. I've been asked this question 100 times, but the big thing for that was I just felt that not just on the field, the ground, and everything. We had lost home to Ballinamar, and then we had lost 1-0 home to Ballyclare leading on that. And I just felt when the goal came against Ballyclare, it didn't really, to be honest, I probably didn't feel that it was coming. And to go 2-0 down at home, I just felt the players had felt that, and even anybody around the ground, I just think everything was flat. So what we said at half time was there was a formation change. So for me, there was no point really going on and trying to strip paint off the wall and shouting at everybody. There's a lot of experienced players on there, and everybody's really accountable, and everybody knew that the first half wasn't good about it. So the main message was, listen, try to ban what has happened. And there was a couple of tactical tweets, and thankfully we were able to get off to a good start. And even I think it was we scored in the 47th minute. I can't mind, was it John or somebody? I can't mind who scored early on, and I think it was Mickey scored earlier on in the 47th minute. But as flat as it was in the first half, even when he scored in the 47th minute, I could feel the ground and everybody lifting the belief coming back on the players. And I think it was Toshi scored the last minute winner, and you could hear the roar, and it was brilliant. So it was just that wee bit of maybe lack of belief in the first half, as well as, listen, we didn't overly play well, but the second half it was not just the players on the pitch, but everybody in the ground could feel it was always going to happen. And listen, it's been a huge turning point for us, because we've only won 4 out of 5 at home, which is probably turned in their home record and their good home record now if you look at everybody else. So it was a big day, to be honest.
And then moving on from that, we had a few difficult more games. One that came down to us was the leaders Bangor. Managed to get a 3-0 win and give us a defeat at home. What did the team take away from that defeat?
Um, Not a whole lot. Like, 'cause that's, we're well aware in this league. If you drop your levels in this league, you'll drop points. But it was the basics really that night that had killed us. I think Tosh had an early chance. We started really well in that game, but overall we lost the game 3-0. One was from a long throw, one was from a corner, and one was from a slip from a defender. So other than that, there wasn't a whole lot in the game. Yes, they got their early goals, and sad and it made it difficult for us, and we didn't look like probably scoring. But the first goal is key in any game. But them we basics that if you don't tie them up in this league, we've seen it in all our games as well. I think Anna scored from a set play and stuff. If when, like, even across the league, Anna won 3-0 on Saturday away to Ballinamar, which is a hugely impressive result. And just before he came down here, I seen the highlights, and it was a long throw in 2 corners. So set pieces are massive in this league, especially against the likes of Bangor and Anna. And also, if anything we learned one, we just need to tie that up, and we have done that. We have done since that, to be fair. But listen, for me, I don't think it was a 3-0 game.
Then finishing out the month, the great result then going in and having 4 goals scored against the team at Newington when they came down. How do you feel this sets the team up now for December and the Christmas period with a lot of busy fixtures?
Well, we're sitting currently. That was a couple of games ago. It was a good one. I wasn't overly happy with the performance. We were pretty ruthless that day, but it's give us a wee lift. The Newry one was really pleasing in the bad conditions, and it was a 3-0 one, and we looked really comfortable throughout the game, and it just sort of gave us that wee springboard, and we got our third one there on Saturday, which was probably everybody saying it's one of the most impressive victories of the season. So I didn't really like the first half an hour, if I'm perfectly honest, but again, listen, we have the quality of players, and the front players are certainly had a bit of form, and I go with 3 1s, but I think it's 11 goals in 3 games, which is great. So long may I continue into the festive period. But, like, listen, they're big fixtures on paper, but we've shown everybody's showing all season. If you drop your levels, you're in trouble. So it doesn't matter. We'll take every team, will see us as the next one, and just hopefully we're all eyes on Welders on Saturday.
And not to put you on the spot, just for November, who would you say your player of the month was?
Oh, God, listen, Connor been brilliant throughout the month. I would have given it to Connor too, to be honest. But listen, everybody's doing well, and we've a good point return, and there's a couple of defeats in there, albeit. But listen, what we've done really well this season is we haven't had back-to-back defeats, and any time there's a defeat, it's yes. I'm not saying we forget about it. There's things we need to improve on, obviously, with every game. But the best thing is this group's always bounce back, and long may that continue.
Thank you very much, Paul. I appreciate that.